One of the highest liquidation occurred yesterday at this very point since market began to move from $77,000 on Bitcoin. A lot of traders got liquidated, market come back down all to this very point into this very area of interest, and right now we are seeing rejection to the upside. What next for Bitcoin? Because it seems like market is going to go all the way to the downside. Let's discuss this in detail in this very video. And if you come to the Pi price action, you see market break on this very resistance trend line. Some person think market is going to from here move all the way to the upside, but right now we are seeing consolidation within this very area. What next for the price of Pi? Will market come back down into this very point before the next move upward, or we're going to see market from here begin to move all the way to the upside? I'll be discussing this in detail in this very video. And lastly, on the ETH price action, see market come back down, move upward, come back down, move upward, come into this very point of interest. What next for the price of ETH and any other altcoin out there? The possibility of market moving all the way from this very point to the upside is there, but there is something very important on this very price action that I'm going to show you in this very video. So let's discuss all of this in detail and look at the right direction. Pay attention and watch this video gradually all the way to the very end. First of here is on the Bitcoin price action. The 4-hour chart is looking very good in my opinion. On the 1-day chart, market have capacity of moving all the way to the upside, but let's pay attention to the 4-hour chart first and put things into perspective. If you look at the market from this very point, was moving upward, there was optimism in the market. Market approached this very area of $107,000, and all of a sudden we see this very long bearish candle all the way to the downside that caused that massive liquidation, and the market continue moving all the way into this our area of interest, which means we are doing well in the market. However, if you look at the market right now, market at this very point have possibility right now. In fact, this is what I am expecting for market to retrace upward and then the next move to the downside. And in my opinion, if we see a bearish candle, because I'm expecting that as well, if we see a bearish candle right here that close below this very point of interest, that means a bearish candle that close below this very price of 101.5k, then we're going to see market come into this very area of $100,000. This is what I am personally expecting right now, and you may be looking at something very different, and that's okay. But let's pay attention to this first and see how the market align in this very direction. So if you want to simply put things into perspective, in my opinion, market from here is going to move upward and then come back down. And if we see a bearish candle that go below this very area, then market is going to come into this very price of $100,000. This is what I'm personally expecting right now, guys, which is very important. Pay attention to this. And one important thing that we cannot neglect on this very price action is what is going on the 1-day chart. Look at the 1-day chart right here. It looks very scary, but nothing scares a trader. Okay, if you're a professional trader or a trader that is making some money from the market, this very candle will not scare you. However, if this candle close bearish and close below this very bullish candle right here, then I am now very sure that the market from here is going to move into this very area and break this level and have a possibility of coming into this point as well before the next move to the upside on the 1-day chart. Pay attention on the 1-day chart. This is very important. If this very candle forming right now, which is bearish, close bearish below this very bullish candle right here, then it means we will see the market come into this very area of 101,500, and market can come into this very point of $100,000. This is what I am now expecting on this price action right now. However, Bitcoin on the long term, it is covered that Bitcoin is still very bullish. I can tell you that for free, because if you look at it, market move all the way from this very point right here. Okay, market has been moving all the way upward, and we've not seen any good retracement since then. From this very point, market move, and we see some kind of consolidation within this very area. Market breakout, and right now this is just a minimal retracement, not good retracement. So for market to have held and move to the upside, then we should see the market have good retracement from here to the downside before the next move to the upside, or move from here into the 100k level before the next move to the upside. This is what I am personally expecting right now. Pay attention to this guy to be in the right direction of the market. If you come to the pi price action, it is clear that the market has broken out on this very resistance trend line. And this is very important because this very breakout signifies that market have capacity of moving upward. But in my opinion, what we are seeing at this very point is almost exactly as what we saw right here, okay, which means market have capacity of still coming down into this our point of interest right here, and that is what I am expecting, number one. And secondly, market have capacity of moving upward, but taking a long position or a buy position will not be the nice idea, because we have this very level of resistance right at this very point. So even though market begin to move from this very area into this very point, I still have confidence that market have capacity of coming back down and coming into this very point of important interest. Why this area is important is because if you go to the past, it is covered that this is where the market have a big move before this drastic move all the way to the upside on the price of pi, and market correct all the way down to this very point, which means this very area is very, very important and we need to pay attention to it. And this is what I am now expecting. So conclusively on the pi price chart, what you should pay attention to is for the market coming back down. And if we don't see the market come back down and you see the market move upward into this very area, please, in my opinion, taking a buy position would not be the nice thing to do. Rather, wait for the market to come back down before the next move upward, or we should see the market break out of this level of important resistance, okay? Because this will now mean that market have broken structure, and we need to see structure break in the market to confirm that the downtrend that we're seeing on the pi price chart all the way to the downside have ended, and market have possibility or high chance of moving all the way to the upside. And that is why you need to pay attention to this before taking any buy position. This is very important, guys, for you to be in the right direction of the market right now on the price of pi. Coming to the ETH price action, I believe ETH still have momentum on the 1-day chart, but before I go to the 1-day chart, look at the 4-hour chart right here. Market move from here downward after creating this high, move upward, fair swing that we've been talking about on this channel. Market come back down, nearly test this very level of interest, move upward, did not create a new high, and then come back down, create a new low, which means we are in a mini downtrend right at this very point, which is very, very important. So if you put things into perspective and you draw a small trend line, okay, from this very point all the way to the downside right at this very area. So in this very formation, it is called that this is a perfect trend line. We have this very resistance here, we have resistance here, and we have resistance at this very point. What I am expecting right now is for the market to move up a little bit and then continuation to the downside, especially if we see a bearish candle that close below this very point of interest right here. Market is going to come back down into this very point of $2,200 per ETH. This is what I am personally looking at right now on this very price action. So what that means is if market move upward and come into this very area, we need to still verify that the market have capacity of coming from this very point or having capacity of breaking out from here all the way to this very level. This is what I am personally expecting right now on this price action, and you need to pay attention to this. So conclusively on the ETH price action, what I am expecting is from here, market should move upward and come back into this level again. And if we see a bearish candle that close below this very area on this price action of $2,376, below this very area, market is going to come back down into this very area of interest. This is what you need to pay attention to. And finally, if we go back down to the 1-day chart on this very price action, it discovered that the ETH 1-day chart is still very, very bullish. Look at it right here. What we are seeing right now is just a retracement, which is not a bad thing. Retracement happened in the market here and there, but when retracement gets out of hand, that is when we should be scared. But right now, market is still very bullish, guys. I am still expecting this retracement, okay, to come in and a possible movement into this very area, which will give us about 50% retracement, which will give health to the next impulsive move to the upside from here all the way to the upside. And this is what I am personally looking at right now on the ETH price action. So in my opinion, it's not the best time to take a short position, knowing that the market have a lot of bullish momentum, bullish sentiment moving all the way to the upside. Instead of looking for a short position, it will be wise looking for a buy position from key levels of interest, as I make mention in this very video on the 4-hour chart. Coin market cap, global crypto market capitalization, we see that the market is still coming down a little bit, still maintaining that stability within the $3.27 trillion market cap for global crypto market, and the fear and greed index is still maintaining that stability within the 68% level on the fear and greed index. All of these mean that market is just retracing back to the downside and also reacting to negative news, okay, from the United States. And this is very important. Pay attention to these guys to be in the right direction of the market. Most importantly, don't forget to leave a like for this video, subscribe right now if you've not, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for all that crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, the link in the description of this very video. Join right now. It is a free channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.